his eye.
Yeah, he has like the little ideally and a little thing at the back of his head.
Yeah, that's a good
Just
one.
the gaudy yellow pants and blue shirt combination. But he looks
You
pretty cool. I like that version of him. We had this black dude too. We had more than I thought we did. Although that helps for storytelling purposes. Bulletproof. Ironically, nowadays, if I had that character, I'd be like, I'm going to call you 50 Cent. Because 50 Cent is bulletproof. I would argue bullet absorbent. But whatever.
well, funny story about some of those. Those a lot of the code names and a lot of what they were doing. A lot of like the what's up?
Um, sorry, the Cobra Eel. We had one of those, but Kevin modded it because I'm looking at like I don't. We had this guy, but not in these colors. I'm like, oh right, Kevin modded Eel.
Hmm.
That was a Kevin mod. Sorry, continue on with your thing. I didn't mean to
I was gonna
interrupt.
say no, no, I forgot now. I totally forgot. Oh god, how can I forget? Um.
I think Kevin modded him to look more like Black Manta.
Mm,
So we get Black Manta in our group, which annoys me because we had that other dude. I totally would have had him turned into Falcon. Not that they're even from the same universe, but it didn't matter to me. And then we had this dude, Flak Viper, as well. We had a lot of the Vipers. Huh. That one also got a modification from Kevin because he didn't like the green and red coloring. I don't blame him. That does look kind of stupid. So the Flak Viper, but I think he did him up in a more like a dark blue kind of thing, make him more camo-ish.
makes sense.
We had this weird looking dude. This guy was not modded, though I felt he should have been. Gristle. We had Gristle version 1. A lot of the
Gristle.
villain characters
There was
now,
only one. There was only one of him. Him and
yeah.
Hitman were only like the only released one. Oh, oh, drug
We had
elimination
a lot of the Battle
course.
Core figures.
Oh,
Then we're like, oh, he was part of the Battle Core series. I'm like, yeah, we had him. Here's another dude. We had this green looking motherfucker. Heat Viper. God, we had almost every Viper.
oh,
Sweet.
Heat Vipers are.
I dug Heat Viper. He was always fun to use.
Yeah. No, it's just like one of those things. Like, oh, really? It's like, oh god, Heat
This looks
Viper.
like another Kevin Mod. He is what I think he is. Yeah, this is odd. It's Kevin got bored or something. Because basically at this 90 point, we're like, JoJo's are nice for storytelling purposes and for just modeling how to plan out an action sequence, which I'd still use them. No, you weren't about it.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. This is the version of Leatherneck. I recognize him.
Oh, there you go.
Let's see. He is Leatherneck version 3. He's the Blast Corps version, isn't he? The carded part of the 12th series. 93 Blast Corps figures were numbered 1 through 36. Leatherneck was number 11. Yeah, I had this version of Leatherneck. I liked him. Well, he was supposed to be a trainer, so I always made him kind of a hard ass.
But he looked kind of like Sergeant Slaughter in some ways.
He did. Which, honestly, if I just had a Sergeant Slaughter, it would make me a lot happier. But they weren't making Sergeant Slaughters at this point.
Actually, they were
Oh, were they?
like one of the
Oh,
vehicle, one of the vehicle driver.
huh. Well, we didn't have any of the vehicles at that point because, no, we had like one or two maybe. I know we had a vehicle. I don't remember which one it was though. And then yeah, we had Mace as well. I think we designed him up as Duke's brother. Or we, meaning I, the person writing the story. I made him Duke's brother. I think that's one of the reasons why the modifications occurred is just because the story point. He's like, oh, we'll figure out what to do with this guy. And we had Law.
With
I like
no
how
order.
Law, also another guy who kind of looks like a cyborg. Law version 3. And then we had this version of, was this Blizzard or, yep, oh, Iceberg. Excuse me. We had Iceberg. Yeah, we went through like a weird resurgence phase in like the early 90s with G.I. Joes.
That's what GI Joe does.
Just the stories I'd tell.
Oh man, like You should like seriously. You should like look into the Marvel one. It's balls. It's like that stuff you love. I can guarantee it. At least like the original Marvel one, I think you might enjoy it. Like, you might appreciate it for what they're trying to do.
And while I haven't found her yet, I think we had this era version of Scarlet as well.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
she,
we also had wetsuit got modded because he was just a redundancy when we had we had the red wetsuit as well as yellow version Deep Six, whoever that is. So we ended up modding. I think the red guy. I think we modded red suit. We meaning he. Vehicle driver versions. I don't recognize any of those, so let's keep going forward. Dino Hunters?
yeah. It got GI Joe got weird at one point.
It gets weird a lot. Oh, another set of Ninja Force guys. Yes, we had several of these ones too. Let's see who on the Ninja Force continuation sets. I think we may have had Bonsai. I'm not entirely certain. I remember us having some shirtless dude with gloves. May have been him. I know we had this stupid samurai looking motherfucker. Bushido, we had him. He was stupid. I did not like him. I killed him off multiple times. That guy looks cool. I wish we had this dude. Night Creeper.
Oh, I had Night Creeper.
Kind of neat design. His V2 design looks pretty cool. And I think this is the version of Scarlet we had. Yep, V2 Scarlet, right here. It's part of the Ninja Force.
Oh, with the rooted hair.
Yep, the rooted hair and the really dorky looking shoulder pads and stuff.
Yeah, you can tell by like at that point of GI Joe, they're like we give up.
Well, I like going through this because she's like the only female character I've come across at this point. Oh, that's kind of a cool redo on Slice's paint job. I kind of dig that. Actually, I like the pure red one more now that I think about it. But I like the little... I like it, I just wish it was a different character. Oh, I wish we had this version of Snake Eyes, even though he has a bandolier for no reason.
Everybody had a bandolier for no reason in the 90s.
I know. These things were... I don't know if like G.I. Joe caused 90s comics or if 90s comics caused a G.I. Joe.
90s
This
cars-
version is... Maybe we had this version of Zartan, maybe. I'm not entirely certain. Why is he wearing Ninja Core for?
because he was a ninja for a while.
That's retarded.
Yeah, it is.
Like, at least with Scarlet, it makes sense. But, like, with Zartan, like, he's a master of disguise. He's a spy. Oh, here's some of the Star Brigade guys. Let's see which ones on here we had. I think by the time we get to normal... No, we didn't have him. By the time we get to the next year, we're going to have, like, none of them.
Well, enjoy while you last, because that's I think 93, 94 was like the last. I think 94 was the last year of GI Joe.
Some of these dudes with, like, their, like, power armor looking things kind of look awesome. Like, heavy duty with, like, this cool, like, gun arm thing and, like, robot parts. That looks kind of cool. We did not have him, though. We didn't have any of those guys. Can't find any of the Space Corps guys we had. Nope. Nope. Oh, I think this dude. Nope. Let's go through the Space Corps guys. I'm like, none of these guys.
No, those guys are like.
These guys look terrible. I understand why we didn't have any. Street Fighter 2, we had several of the Street Fighter 2 characters. I wish we still had them actually. Just that we had Balrog, we had Vega, or we had Claw. We had Boxer and Claw.
Good.
Man, Blanca looks stupid. We had Chun-Li. I mean, oh man, E-Honda's looks amazing. I wish we owned that. I know we had Ken. Sometimes I have to look at them just to see the. We had Guile. We had Bison, but we had his alternate. We had his vehicle driver version, I think.
Yeah, that's the championship edition colors.
Yeah, which is what we wanted, anyways. I think we specifically got that vehicle just to have that version of Bison.
Yeah, because
No, we did not.
the teal looks actually pretty damn cool. Let's not deny it.
So yes, we had Green Dictator or Teal or whatever you want to call it, and then we had Claw and Boxer, and then we had Guile, Ken, Chun Li, and Zangief for some reason. Wait, there's a vehicle driver version of Blanca.
Yep.
Well, one like the bluishy aqua Blanca color is kind of awesome. On the other hand, how slash why is he a vehicle driver?
Because why not?
Yeah, really. Oh, I like the red Chun Li version actually. That'd have been way cooler to have than the blue one. I'm kind of liking their vehicle just because it is their Champion Edition colors, but I really dig some of the colorations. Yeah, I like Guile on his standard. Yeah, Ken's blue is kind of okay looking. Then Dictator, which I already said, and then who's the next guy? Oh, this version of Ryuku is cool because he looks like a ninja.
Well, that again. That's just.
And yes, I know Ryu is. Oh, a lot of mail-ins this year. I know I did some mail-ins back like in the 80s. Okay, let's go to 94 where everything dies for a while. Yeah, because it goes 94 to 97. So 94 would have been the last year it possibly hasn't we had any characters from this. And you're right, some could have been holdover type guys as well. Oh, is this the version of Bat that we had? Ice Cream Soldier? Really? I think we had this guy, but Ice Cream Soldier? Really?
Yeah. Ice Cream Soldier.
God. Because I know we had a version of the Bat. But I can't remember what version we had of him. Oh, that alternate color Rally Viper looks terrible and yet awesome. Like I'd want it just to like have this god awful looking thing on my desk. Oh, maybe this was the shirtless dude. Maybe this is the version of Night Creeper we had. Maybe it wasn't that other guy who I said was like a shirtless ninja dude. Maybe we had this version of Night Creeper.
Night Creeper leader.
Shirtless 94 version.
Yeah. Did he have like a weird mask?
Leader. Yeah, it's the leader version. Yeah, we had the Night Creeper leader.
Yeah, he's
That's the shirtless dude we had.
He's a weirdo. Like totally. Because this whole thing, I don't know. Like they did an episode of like the more like you know how like for a while they like Deke started doing GI Joe. It's like they had an episode with him. It's just like if you want to torture yourself, you watch that. It's like how you like You ever see my article I wrote recently about Saint Seiya? It's like if you want to torture yourself, just go watch Knights of the Knights of the Zodiac dub. You know, just and then just take a really cold shower after that.
Okay, this may have been the era of the Star Brigade that we had, because Cobra Black Star we had. I did a whole story where basically anyone who looked kind of cybernetic, like, was actually a robot. I had to say robot. And this is... No, I didn't have you. Oh, no, maybe you did. No, I don't think so. Oh, we had you. You're Space Duke, right?
Yeah.
Space Duke! Duke version 6. Frick yeah, I love that version of him. Some of these guys, I like their designs. It would have been kind of cool to have. Well, I just wish we still had them. I know exactly when we got rid of them. It was during one of our moves, and I was just like, well, we're not going to ever use these again. And now I'm sitting there like, damn it, I could have had some of these guys up on my desk. Or giving them to Ramses. And Ramses like, have this. Holy crap, what the hell is that? That is a modified Cobra Eel. What the fuck? Like, hey, he now looks like And we also had Payload as well, who I think Kevin also modified because he thought he looked stupid. We had one of these versions of him because he apparently had multiple colors. I don't even remember which color we had because Kevin used a mixture of paint and some clay and actually made him like this weird mutant blob man thing. Hard to describe. He basically was trying to make like a kind of a Clayface-esque design, I guess. No, yeah, that.
But like the one with the helmet?
Yeah, he had like a helmet and stuff, and then we added like this clay stuff around it to make him like larger, and then he like used paint to solidify and did just right to create this weird bulky like. He even like I think broke one of the arms, added the stuff, and then added the hand and stuff at the end of it. So he actually had this longer like arm that almost went down to the ground. He made a really crazy. Near this 94 period, his modifications went from like just redoing a Cobra Eel to kind of look like Black Manta to like I'm gonna just basically solder. I'm gonna basically pull this guy's arms off and add different things in and change it. Sci-Fi. We had Sci-Fi. He was one of my favorites.
Oh, he's one of my favorites. Like in the
Just looks amazing.
in the
I love
86
this.
era, he was like one of my favorites as well. So
We lost his helmet though. Specifically, remember we lost the helmet. So even if I had him, he'd just be standing at my desk without a helmet.
that's what made him special. Because he had a weird looking helmet.
Yep. Oh man, I wish we had this guy. He could have been modified into Grand Admiral Thrawn. Space Shot. We could have modified Space Shot into Grand Admiral Thrawn. That'd have been amazing. Oh well. I mean, it's a mustache. We could have figured it out. Oh god, the ninjas look terrible in this time period. Shadow ninjas, but they're all wearing like teal. God, Slice version 3 looks terrible. I am offended by these designs.
Welcome to very late 90s GI Joe, man.
I'll admit, like at least like this camo-ish design for Snake Eyes isn't too bad. God. And the 30th anniversary figures. None of these we had.
Well, those are 30th anniversary for the original series.
1994 G.I. Joe convention exclusive. Really, really plain dude.
Well,
What is your name, plain dude?
I think that was the first. I think that was the first year they started doing like real American Hero, like 3 3/4 scale figures.
Oh, he's the actual fighter pilot. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just called Fighter Pilot version 1. Yeah, recolored version of the 30th anniversary action pilot. It's only available at the 1994 International G.I. Joe Collectors Convention, New York, New York. This figure came in its own collector's box. The uniform design itself is red and blue and down the arms as well as the... That's kind of cool.
Yeah, like I said, that like
I think some of the figures we had were older, but I don't know from like how far older. But that was the majority of the figures right there for the 92, 93, 94 era.
so you're in the era of the garish colors and the weird ninjas. So you're deep in there.
Well, I could go back further and find the ones I had in... I could go back to the ones I had in the 80s if I took the time. It's just digging into my memory as to who I actually had. Well, some of the ones looked fine, like Slice and Dice looked pretty badass. There's a few guys I haven't seen on this list, like the dude who had the weird robot shoulder pad deals, and I haven't seen the version of the Bat that we had. Which I always remember that, because I always thought that name was stupid.
Battle Android Trooper.
Yeah, thought Bat was a stupid nickname for it. But we had a version of that I haven't seen on here or haven't noticed. So it's probably a holdout thing that they were still releasing. And then there's that dude with the weird metal arm shoulder pad thingies. But I'm also not clicking into these guys. I'm just looking at them from the outside. So maybe I missed over them at some point. The memory fades over time anyways. Yeah, a lot of these guys are not looking familiar from like 89-ish. Not looking familiar at all. Okay, let's go back for when I would have had them as a kid. Let's see. Let's try 86-ish. I had a couple when I was younger, but I really don't remember who, because they would just fight alongside my Transformers because, well, that comic didn't exist yet, probably, when I was doing this, but this is going too deep into my past. I can't remember any of this. I had a couple JoJo's. I didn't have as many as I would have Transformers and stuff, so I don't even know who I would have had in like mid 80s JoJo's. None of these are looking familiar to me. Let's try 87. Because I know we may have had one or because yeah, I remember having some JoJo's that would interact with my Ninja Turtles and my Transformers. I just probably didn't have all that many, and when I look at them, I'm like, so many are like maybe, but maybe not. This is digging way too far back into my mind. Oh, who's the dude in like the actual like Marine outfit?
That's Gung Ho.
Yeah, I want this version of Gung Ho. I want Gung Ho version 2. Let's go back in time.
Gung Ho in his arm in his navy in his marine blues. Yeah.
Yep, green dress blues. I want this. We're going back in time to get a Series 6 Gung Ho. I would actually mind a set of G.I. Joes if they're wearing like the actual military uniforms and stuff. That'd actually be kind of cool.
That's why I love that.
It looked like 94 that they'd made a few there in that category that I'm like, oh, if they redid that, I wouldn't mind to have a full set of like real American heroes on my desk.
Well, I was gonna say a lot of the GI Joes of that were in the comic books. Wow, they love those dress blues a lot.
Well, because you'd probably have someone like me writing them, where we really do have a general respect for the military. And some outfits look really awesome. Oh, God, I know I got some mail-in from the '80s when I was a kid. I just don't know what the fudge it was. Look at some of those mail-ins. I'm like, I know there was one because I was so glad that I could like send out for it, and I felt so proud of myself.
Was it a Creator Joe?
No, it wasn't a creative one. It was like they had like 4 different characters, and I chose the one I thought would be the coolest. But I don't remember. It had to been like the mid to late 80s when I did that,
Well,
because then I was too malaise by the time I got to the 90s.
well, here's the thing. Here's something you need to note about GI Joe and mail-ins. What they used to do too is like you would save up the combat, like you would save up those flag points,
Mm-hmm.
and what you would do is like you can buy older toys that already been discontinued.
Hmm.
So if any
Tiger Force stuff look awesome.
Tiger Force, that the concept of Tiger Force is cool. It is so amazing. It's so awesome.
What is the concept for them other than we're going to go into battle wearing stripes?
Basically, what they said is like, okay, let's steal all these Cobra vehicles and let's repurpose them for Joe purposes.
Ooh. That's awesome.
So like some of them would have like, so like the main vehicles would be so all the vehicles that they had were Tiger Stripe like stolen like Cobra vehicles. For example, I think like one of the vehicles they had was a Rattler that they modified into a Joe vehicle.
Cool. No. Yeah, God, I can't remember which mail-in. It would have been like 87 or 88. It had to have been around there.
Are you sure it wasn't Sergeant Slaughter?
It may have been Sergeant Slaughter, actually.
How
Because I thought I had.
How about the fridge?
No. I saw him there on the list. I'm like, no, I didn't get the fridge.
It's like that's the one. It's like like that's the one that people forget. It's like, wait a minute, they made the fridge. Like
I
William
wish I
Perry?
had now from like the perspective I hit. Who the fuck is that Village People looking motherfucker?
There's a lot of them. You're like,
I'm specifically looking at Dogfight version 1. Village People. Well, yeah, friggin' Shipwreck looks Village People to me.
Thank God they got rid of that look of like in the modern era. They're like, no, you're gonna be basically Jack Nicholson from One Flew Over a Cuckoo's Nest, wearing the beanie all the time.
These
So
Python Patrol guys look pretty cool too, actually. I like the Night Force designs. I've seen a couple years now of the various Night Force designs. I kind of dig that.
Life Force
I
is,
like them actually making stealth actually looking characters.
yeah, that's pretty much their gimmick. It's like, well, fuck it, let's make some stealth. Let's make a stealth team. Let's and it's like, okay, good. Now who would be a part of that stealth team? Okay, Lieutenant Falcon.
You know what? It may have been Rampage. Maybe. Is my mail-in guy. I don't know. It's too far back is the problem. Is I'm trying to remember something I did when I was like 6 or 7 or whatever, and that's a little too far back. Like if I went like there's certain sites where I go through and I'm like maybe it was that guy, maybe it was a different coloration of that guy. But I'm liking some of these old school designs. I mean, obviously, if we're gonna go old school, we'd leave the 3 3/4 inch and we'd go to the 12-inch figures.
Actually, go back to like the original, like
82 figures.
yeah, the 82, 83 like stuff. I love their like to this day. I still say
Actually look
that.
like Commandos. The carded figures actually look like Commandos. That is nifty. Oh, and it's the cartoon version Scarlet. Was Series 1 based on the cartoon? Because I didn't think the cartoon I didn't think the cartoon came out in 82. I thought it came out like in 84.
80s. No, it came out in 83.
That is right? Okay. So I was close to 84. So then, yes, the cartoon characters were just designed after these versions. See, I like these versions. They look like actual military outfits, not those god-awful 90s colors.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, was Cobra mail-in? Really?
Cobra Commander, yeah.
Yeah, Cobra Commander, enemy leader.
And like I said, the 82 was
It's a fucking mail-in. Man, Time Machines would be awesome. That Time Machine to get a mail-in Cobra Commander. How would you do that? I'd set up a P.O. box. What the fuck do you mean, how would I do that? I have plans for everything, folks.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Oh, Series 1.5.
Yeah, because they were like, okay, we need more articulation.
It got released as an actual release in 83.
No, not only that, that was a good year because it was like, okay, they were like, okay, G.I. Joe's great. This new G.I. Joe reboot is doing a gangbusters, but people want more articulation, so now let's give everybody like swivel arms so they can do the.
Oh, that's why it said straight arm. Okay, so then all the 1.5s are swivel arm versions of the version 1s?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're like, we need people to do the Hail Hitler.
She's mumbling something, but what she mumbled was partially offensive. And then the version 2s look a little dumber, but I know these guys are from the cartoons. That's probably why their design looks a little more dumb.
Well, okay. Granted. I'm gonna give credit where credit's due.
Like this version of Gung Ho looks really stupid.
Well,
I do
Gung
not
Ho,
dig.
that was like that was
Yeah, I hate this original design of him. But I mean, like obviously nothing's gonna be better than those marine dress blues. Like I'm sorry, like granted you can't go into combat in those because they're not meant to go into combat, but just it looks so amazing. I wish I was on my deck. I like this version of Doc though. That kind of looks cool. Actually, it looks like he's wearing actual field medic's outfit.
Well, that is actual field medic's outfit.
Yeah. Man, I love the old school, like actually wearing proper military clothing, or modified in some ways. Like even tripwire in an actual demolitions kind of thing.
Yeah.
The protective walls and everything. That's awesome.
Whatever you do, don't ever look for like the version they did for Tripwire, where they had them it was for a like one of those like you know how, like one of those records that like tell you like the story, of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They made one for Tripwire, and he's like in like blazing purple.
Ugh. Kind of like this version of Major Blood too.
That's the very first one.
Yeah, mail-in. It looks pretty cool, actually. I must have had so much fun, like at the At Mattel, just designing all these guys.
Oh, Hasbro.
And a first sergeant version of Duke as mail-in with a hat. I remember this version of Duke. I think I may have owned one of the versions of this of Duke when they made it an actual full release. I didn't realize he was first available as a mail-in and not a series figure.
Yeah, he was like they were like, okay, we need to promote this guy somehow. So
Yeah, because the cartoon they made him the lead, so I had to figure Duke. Or he made it, I had that version of him, or whatever altered version they did in Series 3 or something.
yeah. So little
Oh
known
wow,
fact.
is that who I think it is? Because that looks terrible if that's who I think it is. Yeah, that version of Baroness looks really bad. Oh god. They were not ready to do a female designed character.
Well, no, they weren't. But they did that. It's better. It's better than other attempts. I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my opinion, like Baroness, it's a weak figure in design. But WoW, it's like WoW. At least it means that they're putting some sort of effort into this.
Mm-hmm. The problem is, I'm looking at these 84 figures. I'm like, I think I had a couple of these 84 figures, but that makes no sense because I'd have been way too young to be playing with G.I. Joes at that point. So maybe they just did re-releases of these guys, or just always had them lying around somewhere.
Most likely, they always had them like laying around somewhere.
Because I mean, these are the characters from the cartoon. I mean, here's Duke here and Baroness and God, I wish I remembered any of you guys' other names, but I recognize a lot of your faces and designs. This looks like the original Snow Job, right? Oh, that's Storm Shadow. Sorry, my bad. The wine's getting to me. He was in a white outfit. I was like, here's some dude in a white outfit. It's probably Snow Job. Nope, Storm Shadow. My bad.
It's like is the guy in a white outfit? Yes. Is he like wearing like? Is he
had
wearing
a brandolier.
pajamas?
Okay? He had a brandolier. I just assumed he was a soldier, not a ninja. But apparently, ninjas wear brandoliers in the GI Joe verse.
No, it's one of those like silk things, like silk shell.
Oh, it's supposed to be like a sash or something.
Yeah, stash.
Oh, is Spirit the Indian guy?
Yeah.
Spirit's the Indian guy. I did not own the Indian guy. I just have a love for him because of the parody G.I. Joe thingies of the "We had a magical time with the Indian."
He was just come out like he was kind of nowhere and just talk like Inuit.
All right, let's see if I can get really offended by the 2012 to 2014 designs.
Actually, you'd be surprised how some of those designs are really good.
Series 28. Oh, Retaliation. Never mind. I actually like the Retaliation designs. Although they don't really look like the movie characters is the only problem with them, but I think their looks are kind of cool.
Ray Winstone is like questionable. That's the only one I'm like. I like to put a red flag on that.
Like I like this design for Roadblock, but it doesn't entirely look like the actor at all. Like I like some of these designs. I mean, like Snake Eyes is cheating because he's all dressed up, and it's easy to remake his armor. But I like Snake Eyes movie design,
especially in the second. Oh God.
Mm-mm. Generic GI Joe Trooper. Great.
Actually, the generic GI Joe Trooper is really cool. Like
it really looked pretty awesome, actually. But I'm just like, I was going through hoping to find some of the movie characters, and all I see is like Roadblock, who doesn't look like Roadblock. Oh, they did 2 versions of generic GI Joe Trooper.
Yeah, I think like one of them. I think it has
an
like
elevation or something.
I think one of them has like what different. They all have different gear. I think also they have. No, they're both different colored. One of them was I think for like one was like for like one specific like mission type, and the other one was like for another kind of mission type.
I like the fact that they made a Retaliation Duke, despite the fact that he dies like 5 minutes into the movie. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen G.I. Joe Retaliation.
What's the way of saying this? They actually took a lot of they whatever you like. One of the things that you might be interested in knowing is that they actually found a way to making a lot of the characters like looking a lot better, like the next wave.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when they're like, oh shit, we half-assed this, didn't we? Let's not half-ass this anymore.
It's weird because the generic troopers, I kind of liked the generic trooper designs, and I wouldn't mind if actually had some of those as Jared as a kid doing his own storytelling, because generic characters are a lot more fun to work with. I also like this version of Cobra Commander actually, if like the little things on the mask and stuff like that.
Well, that's how he looks in the comic books currently.
Oh, and they have 2 different colorations. They have like a black coloration and like a blue coloration. Yeah, I'm liking some of the 2011 designs actually. Zartan also does not look like the actor, but I'll let that slide because it's Zartan. He can look like whatever the hell you want him to look like.
Actually, he looks like how he looks in GI Joe Renegades.
Yeah, he does actually. I liked his Zartan in Renegades and how they explained how he did his stuff.
Yeah, I love that. Because like those were like, I was expecting to hate it, but I actually ended up really liking it.
And generic Red Ninja.
Well, those are the generic ninjas that they were like guarding Snake Storm Shadow.
Yeah. Collectors Club exclusive. What was the exclusive for 2011?
I think that was
Footloose.
Blizzard. Oh, Footloose, yeah.
Man, he does not look anything like Kevin Bacon. That's bullshit. Call bullshit on that character. Character's bullshit.
Well, it's Footloose in the sense of like, it's like he's supposed to be like a paratrooper. So it's like, oh, okay. So it's like, it's like he's like free falling.
Oh, are these the Renegade packs? Are these actually like the multi-pack characters?
Yeah.
Oh, no, sleeveless Storm Shadow. Cool. That's actually how he looks like through most of the movie, actually. For whatever weird reason they said to do that. I don't like that coloration of Snake Eyes, though. The stupid gray armor. That's dumb, the gray armor version. I like this coloration on Duke a little bit more so than the other version. It's kind of fun just checking out the different colorations and stuff. It's like, oh, I love the Viper Trooper design they did for the movies.
Even though they didn't use those are actually Viper Troopers from
The first movie.
No, those are Viper Troopers from the comic book.
Oh, because they did a similar thing with that in the way this guy's helmet is set up. It looks very similar to what they did in the movie, or is that weird like ski mask looking thing?
Well, they do.
But the body armor's different. You're right.
They do have those type of troopers. They're called Cobra Ninja Troopers.
Mm.
And those are in the next wave after this. After that.
God, I can't get over this version of Roadblock. It just bothers me how he looks nothing like the actor. He's ripped as hell though, but he just doesn't look like the actor.
Again, wait till next wave.
Ninja Dance set. Wave 12 convention exclusives. Holy crap! There's a lot of them.
Yeah, because they'll sell you like 12 figures. They'll sell you 12 figures. No, I think you're guaranteed.
Do they come as a set, or you're just gonna have to go and drop like $6 on each toy?
No, you buy them as a set. You buy those as a set. You buy those as a set, and they're all themed to something. I think that year was the October Guard. Was it? Confirm or deny it for me.
19 different guys here on the 2012 convention list.
What?
I'll click into one random one. Annihilators released bag to 2012 International New Orleans official JoJo Collectors Club set 3 identical Annihilator figures.
Yeah, because those are troop builders.
Oh, so you can actually have your generics. Oh, this version of Bat looks kind of cool, actually. Oh, and it has little stub arms, so you can put on whatever arms you want to. God, I love that about the bats. Cobra Bat version 22. Holy crap, so if I was going to go through them, I'd have to go through 22 different versions.
Well, they're all the same.
Also known as Construction Bat. They're just different colorations.
Yeah.
I loved just the... oh, it was released with a Hiss tank? Sweet.
Wait, is this a question?
Set exclusive to the 2012 San Diego Comic-Con International. Oh, so this is all different convention-related releases.
With the Transformers to G.I. Joe, that one. Set
also included Destro version 20, a cassette deck accessory intended to be Soundwave, the Decepticon communications officer, and 3 cassette mini-condos. Dude, I want the G.I. Joe versus Transformers convention exclusive set. Amazing.
That set actually got Hasbro in trouble.
Oh, I bet.
Cause when you know the whole deal with what's it called with Harmony Gold, right?
Yeah.
They're like trying to protect as much as they can of the Robotech license.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the 2013 was the year where they did they modified a Sky Striker to look like whatchamacallit, like what's his face?
Starscream.
Jetfire.
Or Jetfire? Okay.
and they're like, and Jetfire was based on the original toy was based on a Macross toy.
Oh yeah.
And you can tell
So that's like a chain lawsuit there.
what it was because they're like, "What the fuck are you
We're
doing?"
suing you. Wait a second. We're suing you guys. Just this chain of lawsuits. Okay,
Yeah,
this is the set you were talking about. Colonel Breakov version 3 was released as part of the 2012 International G.I. Joe Convention, New Orleans, Los Angeles,
that's my
and
favorite.
New Orleans, Louisiana.
That's my
Exclusive. The October Guard Operation Bear Trap box set from the official G.I. Joe Collectors Club. This set included, and this is pretty awesome, Diana version 2, Horror Show, excuse me, version 2, fucking wine's getting me, Iron Bear, 4 Iron Grenadiers, 2 Iron Grenadiers two different versions of them, version 9 and version 10. 2
yeah.
version 10.
One of them was a
2 Iron Grenadiers version 11. Scrange version 2. Oh God, my eyes are blurring. This is really getting annoying. Stormavic version 2 and Voltar version 2. Box set included a comic, a pin, and a certificate of authenticity. The October Guard Operation Bear Trap box set was given a second production run later in fall. Those that ever ordered this release set received it in early 2013. Oh, so I assume you'd have to order it at the con. They just ran out at the con.
Well, not only that, it was a popular. It was like,
Oh, holy crap! There's like you said, there's like 12 different guys in the October Guard box. That's pretty awesome.
well, not just that. The October Guard is they're like one of the most popular characters in GI Joe. Essentially, they are Russia's GI Joe.
Well, you know why October's so important to the Russians, right? That's
Yeah.
the revolution. Ooh, I kind of like this version of him. I didn't realize this was a character anymore, but I kind of like this. Sergeant Major Duncan. Destro's Sergeant Major. I just like this design of he has the long coat military outfit. I dig that. Let's see, he was bagged in the Iron Grenadier Ground Assault 2-pack with Dark Lawn version 2, the 2012 International G.I. Joe Convention. Man, I would spend way too much money if I actually went to this con. This is one of those cons where it's just like come back. It's like, you don't even collect G.I. Joes. I know, but I totally wanted some of these guys to be on my desk because I love their military outfits. Because I dig me some military designs. Oh, that looks awesome. Sorry, I'm looking at Iron Grenadier version 9. I dig it. God, some of these designs look so cool. Oh, this is the version of Voltar? It's not as cool as I was hoping it would be. It's bad, that. I wonder if that armor is removable.
It is. Armors are meant to be removable.
Okay, then that version of Voltar looks pretty cool, because I'd probably take him out of some of that stupid-looking armor. Basic assortment figures. Well, 2012, you have proven to be a pretty freaking awesome year for G.I. Joe.
It was.
Let's go to 2013 and see if they can keep up the thing. More Retaliation versions. I'm not going to click through all of them this time because I just don't... Who's Wife Beater guy?
That would be Joe Colton. That's
Yep, it is Joe Colton.
That's
Is that Bruce Willis?
Yes.
He actually looks like a retarded version of Bruce Willis. God, I hated Bruce Willis in that movie. If you're gonna be in an action movie, Bruce Willis, can you at least try to not, phone it in to such an extreme that it's almost offensive to anyone who wants to enjoy that movie for what it is?
Not only that, I made my complaints about him on my blog, where it's like, look, if you're gonna introduce a character like this, have some give me some sort of gravitas as to why he's important.
Yeah.
Because all I got was he's just Bruce Willis. Okay.
Some of these characters, I don't even know who the fuck they are, like Quinn. I'm like, who the fuck is Quinn?
He's a guy from the comic book. Don't worry.
Okay. This coloration of Roadblock looks slightly better. He's not as buff, though. but he still doesn't fucking look like the Rock. Well, he looks more like the Rock, I guess. Okay, that version of Roblox better. You're right. Oh, they have also like wife beater version Roblox. Well, what the fuck would I want? I want the version of the military uniform and the guns. Fuck would I want like the version of Stink Eyes looks about the same. And they really liked doing the alternate colorations and stuff like that. Yeah, some of these retaliation versions. Who's Mummy Guy?
Mummy guy?
Let's see. Oh, it's Storm Shadow, but he has like mummy wrappings over a black outfit. That looks really stupid. Oh, I guess it's not mummy wrappings, just stupid black stripes on his white outfit, or
Yeah.
it's supposed to be torn up, maybe? Battle damage? Doesn't look like battle damage. That looks really stupid. Looks like a mummy. And then Storm Shadow of the sleeveless version again. Looks slightly more like the movie version. But I don't like the sleeve. I like the proper outfit. I mean, battle damage would be kind of cool for some of these characters. Because there's certain characters you definitely could do that with, but I don't think they'll ever do G.I. Joe battle damage figures, or if they did, they would have done them years ago.
That they have some battle damage ones in the later series.
A good amount of Collectors Club exclusives as well here. Jeez. And the 2013